Hey everybody, welcome to my review of Demeo Battles. For those of you unfamiliar, Demeo Battles is based off of the original game called Demeo. Now, if you've never heard of Demeo, what it is a cross-platform cooperative adventure for up to 4 players. That's a tabletop environment that lets you play the old games of Dungeons & Dragons from back in the day, just updated for modern times. Most importantly, it's also in VR. Wonderful, right? It's also available flat screen on both the PC, MetaQuest, and the PlayStation VR2. Now, the much-loved original Demeo by Resolution Games was developed as primarily a PvE 4-on versus computer fight, which you took turns playing spells, conquering enemies, and beating the boss. This is different. Now you're playing PvP. You get to battle your friends, and you get to command an army of baddies, which you get to send at your buddies to conquer. And you can play this via 1v1 or even 2v2. So, how do we set about destroying our best friends in this game? Well, at the beginning of the game, you are required to select 2 characters if you're playing 1v1. If you're playing 2v2, each person only picks 1 character hero to play as. The next thing you do is go on to select the cards that you're going to have in your hand. Each player starts out with 1,500 coins in which they have to spend in the store to buy these cards and creatures. Each character gets the 1,500 coins. So if you have only 2 people playing, they're playing 1v1, they get a total of 3,000 coins, 1 for each character that they're controlling. If you're playing 2v2, you only get 1,500, you only get to spend it on your character. Now, you can buy either creatures or cards, or any combination thereof, provided the total cost does not go above 1,500. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of balancing going forward. They're going to tweak how much each one of these creatures and cards are worth as the game develops. So after you've assembled your army of minions to do your bidding, you then are taken to the playing field where you are placed in a starting area, where you place your creatures where they're going to start at. It seems like a minor thing, but beginning placement is actually really important. So there's actually a lot of strategy to this game. So once your heroes and characters are placed, you can then take your hero and play his turn. You can either move him across the board or you can play your magic cards as you see fit. You can hold a total of 11 cards. If you go over 11, you're going to have to start discarding cards in order to take on more cards. After you're done with your turn, it then becomes the other player's turn. And now they move their hero and play their cards in sequence as well. And then the turn comes back around to your other character if you're playing 1v1. Otherwise, if you're playing 2v2, it becomes your partner's turn and they get to repeat the same moves. Once the characters' turns are done, then just like in the regular Demeo, the creatures that you have placed that are not your hero characters, they all move on their own. So unfortunately, you cannot control them directly. You cannot pick them up and move them across the board like you do your hero characters. They're going to take on a life of their own. So the same AI that has your elemental attacking a barricade will continue to attack that barricade mindlessly. So that's the basic gameplay loop. And the objective of the game is to destroy the other team's 2 hero characters. Once that's done, you win the game. Or if they've gotten yours, then, well, you lose the game. If you're familiar with the original Demeo, you're going to recognize a lot of the cards that are in this game. For instance, you have the bone to throw to the dog so you can take control of them. You have the repeating ballistas. But you also have other cards that are not in that game that are specifically designed for Demeo Battles, which you'll come to enjoy, and I think it puts a very interesting spin on the game. Now, unlike the original Demeo, we have an additional, how shall we say, fire zone that is being placed into the field. And what it is, think of it as a battle royale type of fight now. They're along the outside edges of the arena, and as the turns go on, these fire tiles tend to erupt and close in as the game goes on. So it comes to the center closer and closer after every round of turns. If your character is caught out in there, just like when you were on a slime or a poison area before in the regular Demeo, your character will take damage and will eventually die, and I don't think you're going to be able to recover him very easily if he dies out there. So that's meant to help hurry the game along, so to speak. Alongside of that, you also have timers, unlike in the original Demeo that I really wish they would have put in. You have timers on this one. And so now these games are not going to drag out forever, because now you're going to be forced to move or lose your turn. One other interesting aspect of this Demeo's battle is the fountain in the middle. In the regular Demeo, that fountain, if one of your characters hits it, will heal everybody on your team. It does not do that this time. It only heals your hero characters. So it's just the two characters that's being human controlled are going to get the healing. It's not going to be your spiders or your dogs or anything else. That's just all it's going to be. Now, I'm sure there are other people that can put out hours and hours of video on different strategies for this game. I can name quite a few different ways to go about how to win the game. A lot of the cards and characters synergize with each other, and there's a lot of different ways to play this game. I'm not doing that on this video. We'll be here all day. What I will say is that I really love this game, and if you don't own it, I highly recommend buying it. It's on sale in the Steam store for $20, and if you have not bought it as well, the original Demeo is there for a bundle for $36, I believe, in the Steam store. Hopefully, it will come to PlayStation VR2 sometime soon. There are a few games that I could really recommend on the PlayStation VR2. This is definitely one of them. So when it comes out, be sure to get it. Well, that's my time for today. It has been a joy as always. Be sure to be on the lookout for future videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down in the comment section, and I will talk to you again soon. Peace.